What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Games People Play, Season 1, Episode 5? 6. Oh my gosh, Episode 6. So look, it all makes sense now. This was a flashback episode. So we're going back and we're getting the backstory. It all makes sense. Let's talk about it. So, excuse me. So we start the episode off with we see Kareem and damn, y'all, why these names be killing me? The dude, his mentor, the guy, the older guy. Damn, what's his name? They're playing basketball, and because at first when I first saw it, I was like, "Is this supposed to be them when they were younger?" Because there was no animosity, and he was really listening to him, and you could tell that that was like his mentor or whatever. Um, in present day, let's talk about what's going on in present day, and then we'll get to the back. We'll flashback. So present day, Marcus is hurt. He doesn't want anybody to know he's hurt because first of all, he hurt himself at home, and we know that that's always with professional athletes and stuff. That's always the issue. Even if it's something as simple as stepping down into your pool, it could be a problem. Two, he's new on the team. He's already had some issues, so he really doesn't want anybody to know he's hurt because it's already that other stuff that's going on. So he reaches out to Kareem for some painkillers. Kareem asked him what the whole goddamn going pharmacy. He got everything: Vicodin, Prozac, the little blue pills, whatever you want. He already got. He got. And I'm just thinking, well, damn, Kareem, is that your side hustle? What the hell you doing? Marcus doesn't go to practice. He telling Vanessa, "Oh, I just want to stay home with you." No, you just don't want to go to practice hurt, and you don't want them to know that you hurt. Which, of course, ended up being another issue. Um, the fixer shows up, and she's like, "You sitting on the couch?" She was like, "This why you didn't go to practice today?" She was like, "Are you worried because they sniffing around?" And he was like, "What you talking about?" She was like, "Oh, I thought you missed practice because you're now a person of interest in this whole situation with the dead cheerleader." And he was like, "What you like what you talking about?" Like he like, "What?" She was like, "Look," and, and he snapping at her and stuff. She was like, "Look, I tell you what, you don't have to listen to nothing I'm telling you." She was like, "But this is what they pay me for, and I know what I'm doing. So either you're gonna listen to me and you can ride this out, or you can keep sitting over here doing it your way. But Kobe got off, and other people have gotten off. You just got to do what you got to do." She's like, and the last thing you need to do is alienate your team because when you need them to be there for you and you need them to have your back, they're not gonna have your back because they're gonna remember, oh, this mofo didn't want to come to practice. Oh, this mofo left us hanging. So she was like, so you can do what you want to do. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm telling you what you need to do. So he ends up getting himself a criminal attorney. And when Vanessa brings her happy butt home that night, he tells her, "Yeah, I got a criminal attorney, and you might want to get one too." Oh, and Vanessa dropped another little nugget. She ain't got no prenup. So, Marcus, you better start keeping it in your pants, honey, because you're going to lose whatever you got fooling around on Vanessa when she finally see the light. Neither here nor there. We'll come back to that. So that was pretty much what was going on with Marcus in present day. What's going on with Nia in present day? She's talking to her assistant, explaining to her assistant what went down with Eric and with the whole Eric Terrence situation. And the assistant was like, "Are you sure that Miss Vanessa called him Terrence by mistake?" And she was like, "Well, what you mean?" He said, "What do you mean? What do I mean?" He was like, "Ain't no mistake. Like, you better check her because I don't think that was no mistake." So Nia was like, "You really think she would do that to me?" He was like, so she calls Vanessa like, "Look, I need to see you like now." So Vanessa comes down there too or whatever, and she confronts her about it. And at first Vanessa was like, "No, I didn't know. I was an accident, no." And then Vanessa was come to find out that Vanessa knew that she was hanging out with Miss Golden Goddess and saw all the posts, the pictures on Instagram and stuff. So then Vanessa went on and admitted, I mean, maybe it wasn't as much of an accident as, maybe I accidentally. Like, basically, yeah, I did it on purpose. And then it was like, Vanessa, you gotta know that I would never purposely do anything to hurt you. Like, I was chasing a story. She was at the club. We got drunk. That's where the pictures came from. But we are not friends, and I would never do nothing that would put you in jeopardy. Like, I would never do that to you. Like, you hurt me. Like, you straight up are blocking me, and you putting my relationship at jeopardy over something that I was doing for you. Like, she reached out to Terrence for her. She would have never been even dealing with Terrence's ass. So Vanessa, of course, apologized. She was like, and I'm about to nip this thing in the bud right now. So she calls Miss Golden Goddess on speakerphone and lets her know, look, we ain't friends. You know, you slept with my best friend's husband. So at the end of the day, that means that a friendship with us could never happen because you hurt my girlfriend. And Golden Goddess was like, but it ain't mean nothing to me. She was like, but it meant something to her. Like, it made mean nothing to you, but that's her husband. It meant something to her. So they, nip that whole little thing in the bud or whatever. So that's present day. That's pretty much all that was going down present day. Now let's do the flashbacks. So we go back to 2012. Girl, that stuff be making me, when they do stuff like this, I just feel old. I realize how young these people are. But they flash back to 2012. Marcus is a walk-on the basketball team, freshman. Kareem is the star. We knew that. Kareem is the star player. Marcus, it seemed like Marcus came from like a little middle class household. Doesn't look like he was rich, but he wasn't poor, right? Came to college, had a car, had a little few dollars in his pocket. Because Kareem was like, yo, you want because at first when he walked in there, Kareem was kind of giving him the side eye. But then they got to talking or whatever. And Kareem was like, you want these ramen noodles? You want the shrimp or the beef? He was like, I'm good. Like, let's go get a burger. Kareem was like, I ain't got no burger money. He said, well, you the star player. Like, you ain't good. He was like, they take care of my classes. They don't take care of burger money, which don't even get me started on athletes and how these colleges make millions of dollars off these athletes, and these athletes can't even get a damn job or take money. Don't even get me started on that. But neither here nor there. And that's how they become friends. And you see that they actually were, genuinely friends. He was like, man, I'm gonna put in a good word for you with the coach to get get you some playing time. You treat, because he ended up treating him out for lunch, talking about some, look, I'll take you for the burger, like we ain't eating no Roman noodles. He's like, well, for real, man, you look out for me like that. Man, I'll talk to the coach about getting you in the game. He was like, yo, I'd appreciate that. So Marcus was already like, he was going to college for computer science and animation. And he was like, I would like to do this basketball thing, but I know I probably ain't going to no NBA. So, I just want to play a little bit of ball. I wanted to play a little Division 1, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my degree because I know that's probably where I'm gonna be for the next, for the rest of my life or whatever. So that's how they become friends. So then we see later on where people are talking about how the last couple of games Kareem ain't been looking too good, and he missing wide open jumpers, and he missing shots that he shouldn't be missing. And so Marcus was like, yeah, man, what's up with that? Kareem was like, man, I just had an off game. I just had an off game. He was like, nah, man, don't nobody miss no wide open layup like that. Like, no. And he said, well, he was like, nah, it just happens. I was a little distracted, but I'm good now. I'm good now. Well, then we see old boy, his mentor, he done rolled up on campus with a daggone brand new Mercedes. And here's my thing right here. Like, you're not stupid. You know how the game is played. You can't take money from boosters. You can't do all of that. And like, Kareem tried to tell him, Kareem was like, look, man, what are you doing here with, like, first of all, why are you up on campus with a damn brand new Mercedes? Like, you're making me look hot. Second of all, you know better than that. Like, why would you take the damn Mercedes? He said, man, they just throwing it at us. Dealers are just throwing it at us. He was like, well, throw it back. He was like, I'm not giving no brand new Mercedes back. He said, well, look, give it to my mama. And if y'all remember that episode, probably like episode 2 or 3, when he went over his mother's house and that Mercedes was in the driveway, it's the same Mercedes. He said, let my mama know I gave it to her. You make sure you tell her, it came from me. He was like, all right, he said, but look, don't keep doing this. He was like, when, I'm right here. I'm going to the NBA. And when I go to the NBA, I'm going to take care of you. Like, you don't have to do this because you putting everybody in jeopardy. They looking at me. He's talking about, who looking at you? Who looking at you? You know they looking at him. The NCAA is looking at him, especially little poor kid from South Central. They looking for anything and everything that's going to be out of place. Because I know that's what happened with LeBron mama. Remember LeBron mama was driving that Hummer? They was living in the hood in Cleveland, and she had a Hummer. Remember that? Y'all remember that. So, next thing you know, Marcus roll up in the dorm room. Rewind. Marcus up in the dorm room. This is when we see that him and Vanessa dating. Now, Vanessa is in college in Connecticut. I don't remember where Marcus is from, but neither here nor there, wherever they from, she went to school in Connecticut. But they remember they were high school sweethearts or whatever. Anyway, so they were already a couple. And she had flown out to see him. Here come damn Kareem busting up in the room with Quanisha. And of course, Quanisha and Vanessa don't hit it off the break. Quanisha think Vanessa snooty. Vanessa think Quanisha hood. And they both make little snide comments back and forth at each other. You know, Quanisha talking about, well, my man going to the NBA. Your man, only reason why he get playing time is because of my man. Like, you know, that whole snipping back and forth. Because Marcus was like, Kareem, I thought you said I had, you know, like I had the room for the weekend. And he was like, man, I did, but Quanisha came up here to cut my hair, man. But, you know, she about to get back on the bus, you know. And she was like, I'm about to do what? So Vanessa was like, well, look, we'll just go get a hotel room. Quanisha talking about something. No, we'll get the hotel room. Here go Kareem with what? Let them get the hotel room. We don't have no money. You know, like don't get so caught up in this game that you forget who got what, where the leverage is coming from. So next thing you know, they roll up in the dorm room, and Marcus is looking. I mean, Kareem is looking real nervous, right? He's sitting there, he's looking nervous, he's sweating bullets. You're like, well, what in the world is going on here? Marcus come rolling up in there. The mentor is sitting there with some old shicey looking dude. They want him to shave points. And that's when we find out that Marcus really was shaving points. And Kareem was shaving points and playing that game. So they want, now that Marcus is starting to get a little bit of playing time, they want Marcus in on it because they were like, well, it won't look as obvious with Marcus because you know, he coming off the bench anyway. If he missed a couple of shots, it won't be that obvious because nobody really expects him to be that good. Marcus was like, I'm not about to, first of all, no, hell no, and I'm not doing it. And they were like, man, come on, man. So Kareem was like, come on, man, do it for me. Like, I just need this favor. Like, I just need you to do this favor for me. And Kareem is looking nervous as hell. Like, he's sweating bullets. And Marcus, he take the lay of the land. He takes survey of the room and he realized that he was like, I think about it. And dude gave him some money. Now he said, man, don't give me no money. I said, I think about it. I didn't tell you I do it. He was like, just here goes some money just for listening. Which of course goes back to when the mentor was trying to shake them down. Basically, the mentor was saying, hey, this dude and came back. Now that Marcus is a big star, he blackmailing me and you got to pay him off. You know, you need to pay him off. That's what that whole thing was about. See, it's all making sense now. All this shit is falling into place. So we'll come back to that. On the other side of the country in Connecticut, we have Miss Vanessa Pre-Law meeting up with Nia. Nia is the revolutionary talking about we walking out at noon because she like the Freddie. If you think about a different world, we walking out at noon because they didn't give tenure to one of the black professors, and Vanessa was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm pre-law. I ain't got time for the political shit. I gotta get into law school." And Nia was like, "Okay, that's that plantation mentality, and I'm gonna need you to come out and stand for something." And Vanessa was like, "Nah, I'm good." So noon rolls around and she hesitates, but she ends up walking out with the rest of the students because all the black students walked out. Nia was like, I knew you were down. I knew you were down. So that's how they became friends. And the next thing you know, you see them online pledging. Now, I'm not going down that road. I'm not going to go down that road. So they're pledging or whatever. And remember, we knew that they were line sisters. So this particular weekend, they're online. They're not supposed to leave campus. But Marcus is in the tournament, which is the same game they want him to shave the points, right? Marcus is in the tournament, which is in New York, not too far from Connecticut. So she was like, yo, I gotta, like, that's Marcus's game. They were like, big sister told us not to leave campus. She was like, that is Marcus and he's playing in the tournament. Like, I'm going to the game. She was like, come on, man, come on. So then Neil was like, well, it is a Trayvon Martin rally. And that's what made me realize how young, I'm like, Trayvon Martin, oh my gosh, like they were still in college, right? So they both sneak out so that Nia could go to the Trayvon Martin rally and Vanessa could go to Marcus King's game. So here's the two dummies. Vanessa, you ass ain't supposed to be there. So what you probably shouldn't be doing is sitting right next to the mama of the star player on the team. Because you know the camera's going to be on her. Like, if you sitting somewhere up in a corner somewhere in the nosebleeds, ain't nobody gonna know you at the game. But the fact that you sitting right next to Kareem's mama and Kareem's girlfriend, Quanisha, you're going to get on, even if Marcus don't play a minute, you're going to get on TV just because they're going to pan over to Kareem's mama. Y'all know what they do. They always show the families and stuff in the stands. But, and then Nia dumbass, she going out here to the rally and her ass ended up getting arrested. So both of them, where they thought they told us, we'll be back first thing in the morning, both y'all going to get y'all asses busted. Big sister Georgia Peach and big sister, who was the other girl's name, gonna bust y'all ass. So anyway, so at the game, Kareem ends up fouling out. Now I don't know if he fouled out on purpose because he didn't really want to do what he was supposed to be doing, or he just got so nervous or whatever and he fouled out. Marcus gets in the game and Marcus like, forget that, like this is my shot. Marcus hitting threes from all over the damn court and they end up winning the game, which of course cost a lot of people a lot of money. Because I don't think, well, no, they were supposed to throw the game because Mentor was like, y'all ain't expected to win anyway. What's the big deal? And Marcus was like, the hell? Like, shaving off some points is one thing. Not winning is another conversation. So they won the game. So at the end of the game, of course, Kareem, he nervous as hell. Vanessa happy as hell. She run up to Marcus and she gives him blah, 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 blah. He gives her a big hug, but then, of course, as soon as he gives her a hug, here come everybody, women, all kinds of media and everything, because he won the game. He came off the bench and was hitting shots from everywhere. And you see the first glimpse of him getting caught up in the hype and her on the sidelines watching. So Kareem rolls out and he's walking back to the locker room. And his mother was, and Mentor and Shiesty dude were like, what the fuck? And he was like, look, I'm sorry. Like I tried, It was like, you cost a lot of people a lot of money. Like, and you knew that wasn't going to be the end of it when that happened. His mother rolled up on him and his mother was like, yo, what was that all about? And he was like, I'm sorry, Ma, I don't know. I just had it. She said, look, we are too close. We worked too hard. Don't lose it now. She was like, that's a little bit too much Marcus King for my liking. Get it together. So they show, so back to Nia. Nia ass and got arrested. Somebody bails her out. Come to find out that the cop that actually arrested her felt bad. He was like, I probably did a little too much. So he ends up bailing her out. Who is it? Terrence. So now we see how her and Terrence met, right? And he was like, is there anything I can do? She was like, yeah, you can give me a ride back to Connecticut. He was like, Connecticut? All right, all right, let's go. He was like, now? She was like, yeah, now. Like, yeah. So they get back to Connecticut. They back at the sorority house. They made it back, but big sister Georgia Peach and the other big sister let them know, we know y'all asses weren't here. They told Vanessa, if your man make it into the NBA, I want tickets. They told Nia, is there anything, like, it's all about being down for the cause, but you better be down for your sisters. Like, is this anything you need to tell us? She was like, nah, nope, big sister, nope. So they obviously, I mean, they made it, so they didn't get kicked offline or anything, but they put it in jeopardy. All right, I'll finish up with Kareem in a minute, but let's jump over to Miss Golden Goddess. We get a flashback of her too. She's in high school while all of this is going on. For whatever reason, nobody likes her in high school. She's getting bullied. They calling her fat, which she didn't look fat to me. They calling her all kinds of sluts and stuff. Like, the girls just hate her. They probably hate her because she's pretty. You never know why high school kids hate. Even elementary, middle school kids, like, kids hate for whatever reason. But she clearly didn't have any friends. Nobody likes her. So one of the guys takes a liking to her and starts defending her and looks out for her and stuff. And I knew where this was going. As soon as they showed that, I said, I already know where this is going. And they showed him spending time with her. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, I've never had a friend before. Like, thank you so much. I'm really enjoy hanging out with you. Like, they're at the library together. She's reading him her dialogues and stuff. And he was like, you're going to be such a great actress, girl. And she just eating it up. He was like, why don't you go to a party with me Saturday night? She was like, okay. All right. I knew what was going to happen. So y'all know that's the dude that ended up raping her, right? When we found, like, a couple of weeks ago when she went on the little slut walk and she was talking about being raped, it was him. And then we see her basically, at that point, she stopped trying. what we see her is that she's turning tricks. At the end of the episode, she turning tricks. I guess once she got raped, she was like, I guess I am a slut. I guess I'm everything. When people are raped, women make different decisions based on that trauma. And so she ended up basically turning tricks. Okay. So back to Kareem and Marcus. So after the game is over, we see Kareem walking across campus talking to one of his teammates. Shiesty dude that lost all the money, he's sitting in the car. As Marcus is walking across the street, dude runs him over. Hits him with the car. That's how he hurt his leg. So that's why Marcus feels guilty and takes care of Kareem. And that's why everybody feels like Marcus owes Kareem, because they feel like Marcus's mom, I don't think Kareem's mom, I don't think knows the whole story, but she feels like Kareem sort of took her son's shine. Shiesty dude know that Marcus was the one that didn't throw the game. Marcus knows that him not throwing the game is what cost Kareem his career. So that is why Marcus takes care of Kareem. That's why he puts up with Kareem. That's why Kareem is around. But that's why Vanessa doesn't know and doesn't understand, because of course Marcus ain't tell her that story. So many things make so much more sense now that we've gotten the full story. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments.